In the heart of a bustling city, where life moves quickly and people rarely pause to notice the world around them, there lived a beggar named Aaron. Every morning he would take his place on the same worn-out street corner, settling beneath the faded shade of an ancient banyan tree. His clothes were tattered and his appearance unkempt, yet his eyes held a quiet wisdom, a glimmer of hope that refused to be extinguished by hardship. Arun's days were repetitive. He extended his hand to passers-by, offering them a humble greeting and a hopeful smile. Some people would drop a few coins into his palm, others would avert their gaze and hurry past. Arun had learned not to take these reactions personally. He had come to accept his circumstances, but deep inside he dreamed of a different life, one where he was not invisible, where he could contribute to the world in meaningful ways. One hot afternoon, as the sun beat down relentlessly, a well-dressed businessman paused near Arun. He watched as the beggar greeted a young child, offering her a small origami flower made from a scrap of newspaper. The child's face lit up with delight, and she thanked Arun before skipping away. The businessman, intrigued by this brief exchange, approached Arun and asked, "Why do you give away what little you have, even when you have so little yourself?" Arun paused for a moment, then replied softly, "Kindness costs nothing, sir. Even when I have nothing, I can still give joy. Sometimes a smile or a small gesture is worth more than gold." The businessman was silent, pondering the beggar's words. He handed Arun a crisp note and walked away, but Arun's response lingered in his mind for days. It resonated with him because, despite his wealth, he often felt unfulfilled and disconnected from those around him. That evening, Arun reflected on the encounter. He realized that while his life was challenging, his attitude shaped his experience far more than his circumstances. He resolved to approach each day not with expectation, but with gratitude and openness. The next morning Arun awoke early, determined to put his new perspective into practice. Instead of focusing on what he lacked, he paid attention to what he had. He noticed the gentle breeze rustling the banyan leaves, the warmth of the sun on his skin, the laughter of children playing nearby. He greeted each passerby with genuine warmth, offering a kind word or a simple compliment. Slowly, something remarkable began to happen. People started noticing Arun, not just as a beggar, but as a presence who brought a touch of light to their day. Some stopped to chat, others shared stories or offered him a meal. One woman, struck by his positivity, brought him a notebook and pen, encouraging him to write down his thoughts and stories. Arun embraced this opportunity. He began jotting down the small moments of beauty he witnessed each day, the kindness of strangers, the colours of the city at dawn, the lessons he learned from observing life. His writings grew richer, filled with the wisdom gleaned from living on the margins, and yet finding joy in the simplest things. One rainy day, a young man approached Arun and asked if he could read some of his stories. Arun handed him the notebook, feeling both proud and nervous. The man sat under the banyan tree, engrossed in the tales that spoke of hope, resilience, and the transformative power of perspective. Moved by Arun's words, the young man shared the stories with his friends. Eventually, they found their way to a local community centre, where Arun was invited to speak and share his experiences. He stood before a small crowd, his voice steady but humble, as he recounted the lessons life had taught him. That adversity could be a teacher, that gratitude could blossom even in barren soil, and that one's mindset could transform even the bleakest circumstances into opportunities for growth. People listened, captivated not by the novelty of a beggar's story, but by the authenticity and power of his message. Arun spoke of the importance of shifting one's outlook, from dwelling on limitations to seeking possibility, from resentment to acceptance, from despair to hope. His story spread throughout the city. Arun was invited to speak at schools and gatherings. He became a symbol of resilience, inspiring others to reflect on their own lives and mindsets. Many began to realize that change often starts within, and that the most profound transformations begin with a shift in perspective. Arun's life, once defined by scarcity and struggle, was now marked by connection and purpose. He had not escaped poverty, but his attitude had opened doors he never knew existed. He taught others that while circumstances may be beyond our control, our response to them is always a choice. One evening, as the sun set and the city quieted, Aaron sat beneath the banyan tree, reflecting on his journey. He understood that changing one's mindset was not a one-time event, but a daily practice, a commitment to seeing the good, to choosing kindness, to believing in the possibility of change. His story became a testament to the power of perspective. People from all walks of life found inspiration in his example. The businessman who first asked Aaron about his generosity returned to thank him, admitting that Aaron's simple wisdom had changed his own outlook. He had begun to seek joy in small acts, to appreciate the people around him, and to measure success not by wealth, but by fulfillment. Yes, Aaron's tale reminds us all that the world is often a reflection of our inner beliefs. When we approach life with gratitude, openness, and kindness, we become magnets for positivity and opportunity. The obstacles we face may not disappear, but their weight lessens as our mindset shifts. In the end, Arun's life was transformed, not by luck or external circumstances, but by the power of his mind. He discovered that hope is not a privilege reserved for the fortunate, but a choice available to all. His journey illustrates that changing our mindset is the first step toward changing our lives. So as you listen to this story, consider your own mindset. Are you trapped by limitations or open to growth? Do you focus on what you lack or celebrate what you have? Remember Aaron's lesson. When you change the way you think, the world around you begins to change as well. Life's greatest transformations often start with a simple decision: to see possibility where others see obstacles, to choose hope over despair, and to share kindness even when you have little to give. The story of Aaron, the beggar beneath the banyan tree, stands as a powerful reminder. Change your mindset, and life will change. The path to happiness and fulfillment begins not in our circumstances, but in our thoughts. Each day offers a new opportunity to choose gratitude, to embrace resilience, and to create meaning from even the smallest moments. The power to change is within us all. It begins with a single thought and grows with every step we take toward a brighter, more hopeful tomorrow.